The stars shined brightly over Earth, a small blue planet in a vast universe. People lived their lives, unaware of the dangers lurking in space. But everything was about to change. One morning, news broke out across the globe that an alien species had attacked. The aliens were fierce, known for their advanced technology and ruthless tactics. Reports came in from every corner of the planet. Cities were under siege, and the skies were filled with strange ships. At first, the humans were frightened. They had always believed in peace and diplomacy. For centuries, they had worked with other species in the Galactic Council, solving problems through discussions rather than fighting. But this time, things were different. Instead of asking for help, Earth fell silent. In the Galactic Council, leaders from various alien races gathered to discuss the situation. They were worried. "Why aren't the humans responding?" asked a tall, green-skinned alien named Clix. "They are known for their bravery and strength. They should be fighting back." The room buzzed with voices. Many wondered if the humans had been defeated. Meanwhile, on Earth, a young woman named Mira sat in her home, glued to the news. She watched images of alien ships hovering over her city. People were running, shouting, and chaos erupted everywhere. This can't be happening, she thought. Mira had always dreamed of peace among worlds. Now it felt like a nightmare. As the days went by, Earth's silence continued. The Galactic Council sent messages hoping to reach the humans, but every message returned unanswered. The council members were confused and frustrated. They debated sending a team to Earth to investigate. "We need to know what's going on," said a wise old alien named Zoran. "If the humans need help, we must act quickly." Finally, the council decided to send a small team led by Ambassador Rila, a kind-hearted alien known for her diplomatic skills. She gathered her team, which included Clix and a skilled pilot named Finn. They boarded their ship, the Starseeker, and set a course for Earth. As they traveled, they discussed their worries. "What if the humans are in trouble?" Clix asked, his eyes filled with concern. "What if they can't fight back?" When the Starseeker arrived in Earth's orbit, they were met with an eerie silence. The planet below looked peaceful, but they knew better. "Prepare for landing," Rila ordered, her heart racing. The team descended toward a large city that was now a war zone. As they landed, they were greeted by smoke and the sounds of distant explosions. They stepped out of the ship feeling a mix of hope and fear. "Where is everyone?" Finn asked, looking around. The streets were empty, and the only signs of life were the distant cries of people. Rila led the way, determined to find answers. They walked through the ruined streets, stepping over debris and fallen signs. As they moved deeper into the city, they encountered a small group of frightened civilians. The people looked up in surprise and fear. "Who are you?" one man shouted. Rila raised her hands in peace. "We are from the Galactic Council. We are here to help." The man shook his head, his eyes wide. "Help? You don't understand! We are being attacked. They've taken over our cities." Rila exchanged worried glances with her team. "What can you tell us about the aliens? What do they want?" she asked. The man hesitated, then spoke. "They want to conquer us. We thought they were friendly at first, but they turned on us. Now our military is trying to fight back, but it's chaos everywhere." Suddenly, a loud explosion echoed nearby, and everyone jumped in fright. "We have to move!" Finn shouted. The team quickly retreated, looking for safety. Rila knew they needed to gather more information and help Earth find its strength. As they fled, Rila couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. Humans were known for their resilience. They didn't back down easily. So why were they silent? As they ran through the streets, she vowed to uncover the truth and find a way to help the humans rise against their oppressors. But little did they know, Earth was hiding a power within it that no one could foresee. Something strange was brewing, and the Galactic Council was about to discover what happens when humans get angry. In the aftermath of the alien attack, Earth was in chaos. The once vibrant cities now lay in ruins, and fear gripped the hearts of many. Yet, amidst the panic and destruction, something remarkable began to unfold. Humans, known for their peaceful ways, were no longer cowering in fear. They were preparing for war. In a hidden military base deep in the mountains, a group of leaders gathered to discuss their response. Generals and scientists sat around a large table, their faces serious. Commander Harris, a tough but wise leader, stood at the front. "We can't let these aliens take our home. We need to fight back," he declared. The room buzzed with agreement. The humans had always believed in diplomacy, but now it was clear they had to defend their planet at all costs. Meanwhile, Mira, the young woman from the city, had found her way to a local resistance group. She was determined to help her people. "We need to organize. If we work together, we can fight back," she urged the group. The others nodded, inspired by her passion. They began making plans to unite everyone, creating a network of resistance fighters. People started to gather supplies and weapons, hidden in garages and basements, preparing for the fight ahead. Back at the military base, Commander Harris outlined the strategy. "We have to react quickly. The aliens may think we are weak, but they will soon learn that humans do not give up easily." The generals discussed their old warships, long forgotten and covered in dust. "They are still in working condition," one general said. "We can restore them and use them to defend our skies." With determination, teams of engineers and mechanics worked day and night. They repaired old ships, reloading them with advanced weaponry. The sound of hammers and drills echoed through the base as workers toiled, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose. Commander Harris walked through the hangars, his heart swelling with pride as he watched his people come together. As the days passed, the once silent humans transformed into a powerful force. The Galactic Council watched from afar, confused and worried. "Why are the humans not responding to our messages?" Clix asked, still in shock from the news of Earth's preparations. "They should be asking for help, not gearing up for war." Rila, the ambassador, felt uneasy. "There is something more going on here." "Humans have a resilience that we cannot underestimate," she replied. "We need to find out what they are planning." Back on Earth, Mira and her group were gaining strength. They started to connect with other resistance groups across the country. "We need to show the world that we will not back down," she told them. They held meetings in secret locations, planning their next moves. The spirit of the humans was rising. They were ready to fight for their freedom. One evening, Mira gathered everyone for a rally. "Tonight, we show our strength," she announced. People cheered, their faces filled with hope. They raised their weapons high, shouting, "We will not be defeated." The energy in the air was electric. For the first time since the attack, people felt empowered and united. Meanwhile, in the alien ships hovering above Earth, the invaders were puzzled by the sudden change. "Why are they gathering?" one alien commander asked. "They should be afraid, not preparing for battle." The aliens underestimated the humans, thinking their fear would keep them weak. They did not realize that anger and desperation could spark a fire within. As the resistance grew, the humans worked tirelessly. They developed new strategies, and Mira became a leader among them. Her courage inspired others to join the fight. In every corner of Earth, people were preparing for the inevitable clash. They were ready to defend their homes and families, no matter the cost. In the military base, Commander Harris looked at the newly repaired ships. "Tonight, we will send a message to the aliens," he said, determination shining in his eyes. "We are not afraid. We will fight for our planet." The humans were no longer silent. They were gearing up for battle, ready to show the galaxy what happens when they are pushed too far. With anger in their hearts and strength in their hands, humans were prepared to take back their world. The Galactic Council had underestimated them, and now they would soon witness the true power of humanity. The stage was set for a battle that would change the fate of the galaxy forever. The night was dark over Earth, but there was an electric feeling in the air. The time for action had come. Humans, once silent and scared, were now ready to fight back against the alien invaders. Commander Harris stood in the command center of the military base, surrounded by his team of brave soldiers and engineers. "Tonight we show them what humanity is made of," he shouted, and the room erupted in cheers. The repaired ships were lined up in the hangar, their surfaces shining under the lights. Each ship was a symbol of hope and resistance. Mira, now a key member of the command team, felt her heart race. "We can do this," she thought. "We must protect our home." As the countdown began, the tension in the air was thick. The soldiers strapped into their seats, preparing for what lay ahead. The screens flickered, displaying images of the alien ships hovering above Earth. "They think we are weak," one pilot said, a fierce look in his eyes. "They will learn their mistake tonight." With a final check, Commander Harris gave the order. "Launch all ships!" The hangar doors opened, and the fleet of human ships soared into the night sky. The stars twinkled above them as they flew toward the alien armada. The sight of hundreds of ships rising together was breathtaking. It was a sight of unity and determination. As they approached the alien fleet, the humans noticed something strange. The alien ships were not ready for an attack. Many were still focused on Earth, thinking they had already won. "This is our chance!" Mira shouted over the radio. "Let's catch them off guard." The commander nodded, signaling the fleet to divide and attack from multiple angles. With a loud roar, they fired their weapons, and beams of light shot toward the alien ships. The aliens were taken by surprise. Explosions lit up the sky as human firepower struck hard. "We're hitting them!" one pilot yelled, exhilarated. The aliens scrambled to defend themselves, but it was too late. The humans fought with passion and rage. They remembered the lives lost, the homes destroyed, and the silence that had followed the attacks. Each shot fired was filled with anger, each explosion a testament to their fight for freedom. In the command center, the atmosphere was electric. The team watched the battle unfold on the screens. Commander Harris clenched his fists, his heart racing with pride. "Look at them go!" he exclaimed. The humans were relentless, pushing forward, not giving the aliens a chance to regroup. Mira piloted her ship with skill and bravery. She maneuvered through the chaos, her eyes focused on the enemy. "We can do this!" she thought, dodging blasts from alien ships. She remembered her family, her friends, and all the innocent people who had suffered. That thought fueled her determination. The tide of battle shifted in favor of the humans. One by one, alien ships fell from the sky, their fiery explosions lighting up the darkness. The sight was both terrifying and beautiful, a powerful reminder of what they were fighting for. The aliens were starting to panic. "We are being overwhelmed!" An alien commander yelled into the communication device, fear creeping into his voice. As the battle raged on, the Galactic Council watched in shock from their distant star system. "How can this be happening?" Clix asked, wide-eyed. "The humans were supposed to be weak." Rila shook her head, her expression grave. "We underestimated them. They are not just fighting back, they are fighting for their lives." The humans, fueled by anger and desperation, continued their assault. They coordinated their attacks, creating strategies on the fly. Each victory pushed them closer to their ultimate goal, to drive the aliens away from their planet. In the heart of the battle, Mira spotted a massive alien ship, the flagship. "If we take that down, we can win this," she thought. She rallied her team and led the charge. They flew straight toward the flagship, dodging enemy fire. "This is it! Let's finish this!" she shouted, determination blazing in her eyes. With a final push, they launched their most powerful weapons at the flagship. The explosion was massive, lighting up the sky in a brilliant flash. Cheers erupted from the human fleet as they watched the flagship crumble. The tide of the battle had turned. In that moment, it became clear humans were not just a peaceful species. They were warriors, and they would fight fiercely to protect their home. As the remaining alien ships retreated, the humans celebrated their hard-fought victory. The message was loud and clear: never underestimate the strength of humanity, especially when they are angry. The sound of victory echoed in the command center as the humans celebrated their hard-fought triumph over the alien fleet. Commander Harris and his team stood together, filled with pride and relief. They had defended their planet, and now the aliens were fleeing. But in the distant reaches of the galaxy, the mood was quite different. In the Galactic Council chambers, the leaders were in a state of panic. Clix, the commander who had initially led the invasion, paced back and forth, his long tentacles twitching with anxiety. "This cannot be happening," he muttered. The humans were supposed to be easy to control. They were weak. Rila, the ambassador, looked grim. "They are not what we thought. They fought back with unexpected strength and strategy. We need to regroup and rethink our plans." Her words hung heavy in the air as the other leaders exchanged worried glances. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. Back on Earth, the humans felt a surge of hope. Mira stood with her fellow fighters, watching the stars twinkle above. "We showed them," she said, her heart swelling with pride. "We fought for our home, and we won." Her comrades cheered, their spirits lifted by the hard-won victory. But Commander Harris knew they couldn't let their guard down. "This fight is far from over," he said. "The aliens will regroup and come back. We need to be ready." The room quieted as everyone considered his words. They had won a battle, but the war was still ongoing. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council convened to discuss their next move. "We need to show them we are not afraid," Clix insisted. "If we appear weak now, they will take advantage of it." Rila nodded, thinking quickly. "But we cannot send more ships without a solid plan. We need to understand how they defeated us. An advisor stepped forward, trembling slightly. Perhaps we can gather intelligence on their strategies. If we can find out how they organize their resistance, we may be able to counter it. The council members exchanged uncertain looks. They had always considered themselves superior, but now fear was creeping in. Back on Earth, Mira and her team were brainstorming ways to strengthen their defenses. "We need to train more fighters," she said passionately. "We can't rely on luck alone. We have to prepare for the worst." The others agreed, and they set to work organizing training sessions and drills. At the same time, Commander Harris held a meeting with his generals. "We need to keep our ships ready. The aliens will not stay away for long," he said. "Let's improve our weapons and defenses." The generals nodded, understanding the urgency of the situation. The humans knew they had to be prepared for another attack. As the humans trained and built their defenses, the aliens were busy gathering information. They sent scouts to observe Earth from a distance, trying to learn more about the humans' newfound strength. The scouts reported back, and the council listened closely. "The humans are more organized than we thought," one scout reported. "They have formed alliances and are training more soldiers. They seem united in their cause." Clix growled, frustration boiling over. "We must crush their spirits before they become too strong. We cannot allow them to think they can win against us." Rilla raised an eyebrow. "But if we attack too soon, we risk another failure. We need to be smart about this." The council debated fiercely, fear and desperation pushing them to consider extreme measures. They could no longer ignore the power of the humans, and the fear of failure loomed over them. Meanwhile, Mira and her group were growing stronger. They recruited more fighters from across the globe, uniting people who had once been strangers. Together, they shared stories of the alien attacks, igniting a fire within everyone. "We are not just fighting for ourselves," Mira said to her growing group. "We are fighting for our future, for our children, and for the very Earth we call home." As the resistance gained momentum, the aliens prepared for their next move. The Galactic Council decided to create a new strategy, one that involved gathering their most elite soldiers and powerful ships. They believed that with a stronger force, they could crush the humans once and for all. The humans, however, were oblivious to the aliens' fear and hesitation. They continued their preparations, focusing on strengthening their defenses and refining their strategies. They trained tirelessly, determined to face whatever challenges lay ahead. In the depths of space, Click stared at a holographic image of Earth. "We must not allow them to become a real threat," he said, his voice cold and firm. "If we do not act now, we may lose everything." Fear had seeped into the hearts of the aliens, and they now faced a foe they had never expected. On Earth, the humans felt a growing sense of unity and purpose. They had proven their strength once, and now they were determined to do it again. The aliens may have had power, but the humans had something they did not: courage, determination, and the fierce desire to protect their home. As the stage was set for the next confrontation, both sides prepared for what was to come. The humans were ready to hit back hard once more, and the aliens, now afraid, had to confront a force they had underestimated. The battle for Earth was far from over, and the stakes had never been higher. The atmosphere was tense as the Galactic Council prepared for their final move against humanity. In their grand chamber, the leaders gathered, their faces etched with worry. Clix paced back and forth, frustration bubbling beneath his calm exterior. "We have to end this now," he said, his voice rising. "We cannot let the humans gain more power. If we do, they will become unstoppable." Rila, the ambassador, listened carefully. "But Clix, we have already underestimated them once. We need to think carefully. They are stronger than we realized." The room fell silent as the other leaders exchanged nervous glances. The fear of the humans was real, and it weighed heavily on them. Meanwhile, on Earth, Commander Harris and Mira gathered their fighters for one last meeting. "We've come a long way," Harris said, his voice steady. "But this battle is not over. We know the aliens are coming for us again. We have to be ready for anything." The crowd nodded, their faces showing determination and resolve. Mira stood up, her heart racing. "We have trained hard and we have proven ourselves. But this time, we need to think about what we want for our future. Are we ready to fight for it?" The room erupted in cheers. They were united, ready to defend their home, no matter the cost. As the humans prepared for battle, the aliens were working on their final strategy. Clix had ordered the assembly of the most powerful fleet in their history. "We will attack with everything we have," he declared. "This time we will not hold back." The leaders nodded in agreement, their fear turning into determination. The day of the final confrontation arrived. The sky above Earth darkened as the alien fleet appeared, a menacing sight against the stars. Mira and Commander Harris stood at the command center, staring at the screens showing the approaching enemy ships. "This is it," Harris said, his expression serious. "We must show them we will not back down." As the fleets faced each other, tension filled the air. The aliens prepared their weapons, and the humans did the same. Mira felt a mix of fear and courage. She had trained for this moment, and she knew that their resolve would be tested. "We can do this," she whispered to herself, focusing on the mission ahead. Suddenly, the alien ships fired, beams of light cutting through the dark sky. The humans returned fire, and chaos erupted. Explosions lit up the night as both sides clashed fiercely. Mira piloted her ship with skill, weaving through enemy fire while targeting the alien vessels. The fight was intense, but the humans held their ground. As the battle raged on, Clix and Rila watched from their flagship. "They are fighting harder than ever," Clix said, gritting his teeth. "They are not the weak creatures we once thought." Rila nodded, worry clouding her thoughts. "We must think of a different approach. This fighting will only lead to more destruction." In the heat of battle, a communication came through from the alien flagship. Rila took a deep breath and sent a message to the humans. "We wish to parley," she said, her voice steady. "We do not want this war to continue. We offer a chance for peace." The words echoed in the chaos, and for a moment, everything paused. Mira, hearing the message, glanced at Commander Harris. "Should we trust them?" she asked, uncertainty creeping into her mind. Harris considered the situation carefully. "We cannot ignore the offer," he replied, "but we must remain cautious. We need to protect our people first." The battle slowed as both sides processed the message. Rila and Clix hoped the humans would accept their offer. They wanted to avoid more destruction. "We do not need to be enemies," Rila added, her voice full of hope. "Let us find a way to coexist." Mira took a deep breath, realizing the weight of the decision before them. "We need to discuss this with our team," she said, her heart racing. She knew that their choice could change the future for both sides. In a secret meeting, the humans gathered to discuss the offer. "This could be our chance to end the war," Mira argued. "But we must be smart about it." Commander Harris nodded, understanding the importance of the moment. "Let's send a message back. We will consider the offer, but we need assurance that they will not attack again." After a tense discussion, they agreed to send a response. Mira communicated their terms. "We will meet to discuss peace, but we want guarantees of safety for our people." The response was sent, and the fate of both races hung in the balance. As they awaited the reply, Mira looked out at the stars. The night was still, and hope filled the air. "This is our chance," she thought. "A chance for a future where we can all live in peace." The aliens also awaited a response, uncertain of what the humans would choose. Fear and hope mixed within their ranks. They had been so focused on conquering humanity that they had not considered the possibility of peace. In that moment, both sides stood on the brink of change. The choice was clear: continue the fight or take a leap of faith into the unknown. The future depended on their decision, and for the first time, the possibility of understanding and unity shimmered in the dark, promising a different path forward.